Hello Cancer, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is your weekly tarot forecast. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And also go check out the other videos that may pertain to you for your sun, moon, or rising signs, because I think that'll give you a much more dynamic picture of what's going on this week. All right, and you can find all of those on the playlists right on the channel here. Now, we're going to just get into it for Cancer and see what the message is, see what your situation is this week, what you need to know, what the energy is, what's going on, all right? So, this is for Cancer for this coming week. What do we have? We have the Two of Wands. Let's put that into some context. Let's lay out the rest of our Dove and Serpent spread, and that is going to include this confirmation, this mystery card. We're going to leave it right there. We're not going to look at it until the very end, so please stick around. And that is hopefully going to tie this whole reading together or give us that confirmation that we're looking for, okay? So, I think this week is really a little bit about power and control. I think there is a dynamic going on with you in, gosh, it could be a work situation. I'm thinking it might have to do with your finances or with, your employment or where you earn your money. But there is, first of all, this Two of Wands. So I feel like this is some place where you feel like you are in charge, like it's your domain, it's your, it's your realm. And I think that you really feel a little bit of ownership over that area, that situation, that department. Maybe, it could be in the home too, but it could be in the workplace. We see some other earth cards here that make me think it might be more financial related or employment related. But either way, there is this feeling like you should be in control, you should be the authority, you should be the boss or the decision maker. But someone is kind of challenging that idea, right? Someone is, maybe they also think that they should be the boss and the authority and the decision maker. And so there's a little bit of this conflict here about who is really in charge. All right, Two of Wands. Who is really in charge? I think the energy that's going to be coming through this situation or affecting that situation is going to be this kind of very professional, very organized and official and kind of formal conversation. All right, this communication is going to be very fair. It's going to be very professional and very balanced and very maybe even just like arbitrated. It's going to be something where the two of you have to sit down and really figure things out in a fair way, a win-win kind of way where maybe there's a little some responsibilities that can shift to this other person and you can take some responsibilities. It's almost like, like a co-manager kind of situation. I don't know if you get that reference. But it's a situation where there needs to be a win-win, a fair kind of solution to this challenge, right? And this is coming by way of this very kind of formal, very regulated and official and professional discussion or planning or, the communication has to be really organized for this, right? Because right now we just have these two fiery wands that are just kind of battling each other, and they each want to be the winner, the leader, the boss. They want to be the authority and the decision maker, but you both can't be equal in that way. So there has to be some sort of a division of responsibilities, a division of power or of the decision making of those responsibilities, right? So that's what we see there with the Six of Swords, saying kind of the way through this situation is through that very organized and professional communication. Now, the reason I think that this might be in the workplace is because we do have this Hierophant card in the recent past, or this is the kind of the context of the situation. And this card, usually indicates a larger group of people. So it could be your domestic situation. Yeah, sure. If you have a large household, it could be where this is taking place. But I see this as a larger group. So either you have a really large household or this is in your work situation. It could be like in your church or temple or your lodge or order or in your community organization. But I think it's some larger organization outside of your home, unless you have that large household, where there is this battle for control. Battle for authority or who's going to be the leader, maybe even like who's going to get that promotion, who's going to be who's going to be given the responsibilities, the control over this entire domain, right? So I think it's happening in that larger organization, that larger group of people. And again, it could be the company that you work for, the business that you're in. It could be your community organization, church, lodge, temple, something like that. We have some more discs or pentacles or earth cards here, the coins, the 7 of coins. This is showing that there is this tendency to take on more responsibilities or to do more work than is actually productive. It's kind of like there's this tendency to be a little bit counterproductive. It's almost like the things that you're trying to do, or kind of in the past, maybe as a general tendency throughout your life, maybe just recently, but maybe through your whole work life, that you've had this tendency to focus on those details that don't really lead to much increase or success or production, right? I think this is kind of doing the busy work that's not really accomplishing anything, or focusing on those issues or those tasks or these problems, something like that, that it's just not productive. It's not accomplishing anything for you to focus on all of this, right? So it's kind of like you make mountains out of molehills, but it's the molehills that nobody really wants anyway, that aren't really producing anything, that don't really have any moles in them, right? There's nothing there. So it's kind of I don't want to say pointless, because now I'm starting to get kind of insulting, I think, and I don't want to come across that way. But let's just say that there are sometimes things that you focus on that are just not productive, and they don't really need to have that much attention from you, okay? So I don't know if there's some of that going on where there is you're making an issue here where there doesn't need to be one, or you're trying to solve a problem that doesn't really need to be solved, that even if it were solved, it's not going to lead to anything new or any kind of increase or success, right? And so it's kind of maybe a waste of your energy to even worry about those things, okay? I don't know if that makes any sense, because it's a little confusing to my mind even right now. But we do see we're going to go up here to the 4 of Wands, and this is in the position of kind of the dominating influence, what this whole situation might kind of ultimately be about, or what you're hoping that can kind of become of all of this. And this is the card of completion. This is the card that says one cycle is ending and another is beginning. This card is about how when one door closes, it is kind of opening on the other side at the same time, right? So this really could be like wrapping up some project or some position, or closing out one phase of your work, of your employment, and trying to move to the next phase. So if this is in terms of a promotion, it's kind of like, look, you've completed like the entry level stuff, and now you're ready to move up to the second tier, right? You're ready to kind of move up in the hierarchy and start that new cycle. So this, I think, is something that you're looking for. You're hoping that through this opportunity, you're going to, in one sense, prove yourself capable and worthy and deserving of this next level, kind of this promotion or this advancement. And it could be, again, in a church, lodge, temple. It could be in the workplace. But you're ready to kind of close out this previous work. I think you feel like you've already done as much as you can on that lower level, and now you're ready to move up to the next level, take on the next cycle of work to complete for yourself, right? So I think that is kind of what you're looking for, and that's why there's this battle, because maybe there is some competition or some kind of a struggle between you and either the leadership or someone else, a coworker or something, or an associate that is also trying to do the same thing, and now you feel like you need to really take control of the situation in order to get to this new cycle for yourself, right? Now, in the immediate future, we see the Strength or Lust card, and this is interesting to me because I wonder if this is you succeeding in your endeavors and really really showing your strength and your authority and your passion and enthusiasm and your real involvement in this work. I think whatever it is that you're doing, if this is employment, if this is a church, temple, lodge, community organization, I think you really have your heart in this, right? I think that this is more than just a routine activity. It's more than just a job. This is something that you really feel strongly about, and you feel a deep connection with this work. And so I think this might be why you're going to be successful in this kind of battle or this vying for control situation. I think it's because you really have your whole heart in this. And I think whatever the outcome of this is, you're going to have this really deep connection to it, this real passion and enthusiasm for this work that you're doing. And whatever kind of organization this is, I think you really have that connection, and that connection is going to stay, right? And that's not going anywhere. Okay, now we're going to move over to the path of the serpent here, because there's some other interesting things going on. First of all, we see this art or temperance card, and this is in the position of your ego, where your head is, kind of what your mind frame is right now, what you're thinking about, where you're at, basically, right? And I think that this is you're trying to harmonize the entire situation. You're trying to really bring all of these elements together. You're trying to organize everybody kind of underneath you, right? You're trying to rally all of your forces, all of your associates, all of your just, coworkers or whatever the situation is. You're trying to rally those people around you in support of you, so that you kind of assume the role of leader before it's officially given to you. And I think that's your strategy, right? I think that you're really trying to just kind of gain everybody's support so that when the time finally comes, they're going to have no choice but to give you that position or authority or that responsibility or whatever it is. So I think that is your strategy. I think that you're trying to get the support of everyone around you. And I think that you are getting that support. I think that in terms of your relationships with your coworkers or associates and in whatever organization it is, I think they see you as someone who is very practical, a very hard worker, someone who is not afraid to get their hands dirty and really get down in the dirt and do the job, right? Whatever the tasks are, whatever the responsibilities are, you're not the type of person that just wants to kind of sit behind a desk and manage everyone else. You want to be right there in the middle of it doing the hard work too. And I think that gains you a lot of respect from your coworkers or associates. Again, this could be in a church, a temple, a lodge, could be in the workplace too, which is kind of what I'm leaning toward. But I think you're respected for your hard work, for your practical sensibilities, and your willingness to really get down and get busy and do the work. Okay, I think that's given you a lot of respect. You're earning a lot of respect from people, which is helping your strategy of gaining the support of everyone when you make this move to really take control of whatever that situation specifically is. And maybe you'll leave me some comments and let me know, where all of this is taking place, because now I'm starting to get pretty curious. Okay, we're moving on now to the Ace of Swords, and this is usually the position of fear, of concerns, of worries. I don't know that this is so much of a worry now, but I think that this is that you are really just single-minded in this. I don't think that anyone can change your mind. I don't think even if this reading were completely opposite, that it would change what you believe, what you think is right, what your plan is. I think you're just singular in your thought. You have this one idea in your head that you're not letting go of. And that, I think, is what is going to lead to your success as well, is that you have this kind of impenetrable force and will about you, that you've set your intention on this, whatever this is exactly, and you're not letting go. Nothing is going to prevent you from going after this. You're that set on this idea, and that, I think, is leading to some great success. In the future outcome, the projected outcome, we have the Emperor, and this is really a thumbs up from the universe for this plan that you have, saying that you're going to come out on top. If this was a struggle for control in general terms, right? You're going to achieve that control. You're going to end up as the Emperor. If we're going with that kind of analogy or imagery, if there is a struggle for control, if there is a kind of a battle for the throne, you're going to be sitting on that throne very soon. I think that this card is that confirmation, really, that's saying, yeah, you're going to come out on top. You're going to get what you're seeking in this situation. You're going to be kind of the victor of this battle, of this struggle for authority or control. I think you're going to come out with that control, right? So everything that we've been talking about, your strategies, the heart that you have in this situation, and the singleness of will, the unification of your will and your intention, all of that is leading towards this Emperor energy, and this is you really being in control and coming out on top of this. Now we're going to take a look at this confirmation card. This mystery card is, it's a court card. That is the Queen of Swords. Now, we didn't have very many other court cards here. We had just the one, which is representing how people see you in this organization as that hard worker, very practical sensibilities, right? A good leader, good worker. And now we see this Queen of Swords, and I wonder if this isn't a particular person involved in this situation. Is this maybe a feminine energy, maybe an air sign that is involved in this situation with you? Let me know in the comments if I'm right or wrong about this, but I think that this situation is really involving this feminine energy air sign, right? And I think that in some way, shape, or fashion, they are the key to all of this. I don't know if this is who you're in competition with, or if this is just someone in this organization that is really crucial, that you really have to kind of win over in order to get your success here. Okay, this could be the competition, and it still could be that you have to win them over and kind of bring them onto your side until they are part of your plan to get everyone to rally around you. So it could be that you just want to kind of assimilate the competition and have them then be, voting for you or whatever the case is. So let me know in the comments what you think about this Queen of Swords, if this is the other person involved or a main player in this situation, if this is that feminine energy air sign who is, I think, a key to this whole situation. Now, we're going to take a look at this a little bit more in the extended. If you want to stick around, you can become a member of this channel. We're going to see if we can get a little deeper into this card here to see maybe who that is or what energy that's bringing into this situation. Cancer, this was your weekly tarot forecast here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. Thank you so much.